Hello, everybody. Sam, buddy, are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. Yes.
Welcome, everyone. We're back at it here with another episode, TNT boys. It's been a crazy week in NFL free agency. Crazy week in general. Kale, how you been this past week?
Tired and sore.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sore from
From the side project.
the side project. The side project, Kale.
Workout journey.
The workout journey.
Yeah. It's been a good time. It's been a good time. Yes, good time.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thanks. No, I biffed that so much.
You did. You biffed that hard. You redeemed.
Be like Biff. Be like Biff. If you know, you know. I know Cameron knows.
Yeah. So how you liking the split, the workouts so far?
I love it. It's, working out where I work out at, it's quite dead. It's not as busy, as busy as the Y, which I like.
No, not even close.
And I like how I can just go in there and it feels like my own personal gym. Yeah, there's maybe some equipment maybe they should update and change or, add, but
yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, they don't have like the state of the art, top of the line equipment, but it gets the job done. It's a nice place to go to, from my perspective, being, a personal trainer at a gym, the biggest gym in the, in the community. And, it gets busy there. We have our really busy times, and sometimes that's the only time I have available to lift and work out. And sometimes I don't feel like dealing with that crowd. So I've been going to this gym in Pierce where I also live, and have been, ever since Kale got a membership there, I've been kind of helping him out. I made him a program, and I've been lifting there myself a few times this past week, and it's been nice to be able to just go in there, lock in, work out without anyone bugging me, without having to, fight for equipment, things like that. Even though it's not
I kind of ran into that twice a little bit, the equipment part.
Yeah. I mean, even though it's like not even close to as nice as what I have, at the Y where I work, it's still like just nice to have
a place to go.
It's just nice to be able to get away from it all and still be able to lift, it's nice. So, yeah. So it's been fun helping Kale out. It's been cool going to the gym with him and getting him started, helping him get started on his fitness journey. And he says he's already starting to see a little progress in the first week, which is good. So that's encouraging, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought the hardest part would probably be the meal prepping, but I made pretty good meals. The first one I made was steak, rice, and mushrooms. And I like hot sauce, so every time I eat it, I put hot sauce.
The key with meal prepping is keeping it simple.
Yeah.
And sticking with foods you like that you like, but it's still healthy. It's still clean eating.
Don't make something that you think is good and then sucks, and then you're just not going to do it.
Well, like you think it's healthy, but you're not going to like it, but you're just going to eat it because good for you, but you're not going to stick to that.
Right.
And then it's also just actually doing the meal prepping, cooking the food, which really just comes down to not being lazy, and just setting time aside to do it. It's not the most fun thing in the world to do, but it does make staying on top of your diet and eating clean much easier.
Yeah, I had my first cheat meal yesterday in a week, so I went out to Sioux City and I had Red Lobster, and I tell you what, I chowed down, and Maya was like, "Oh, why don't you weigh yourself the next day?" After I weighed myself yesterday, and I did today, and I only gained like 2 pounds.
Right, and the thing is you can't weigh yourself
every day.
The thing is you can't eat a cheat meal and be like, "Oh, I wonder how much weight I gained," because it's just water weight.
Yeah. Well, I thought like, I'm gonna add like 6 pounds.
Like you didn't gain 2 pounds of body fat.
No, it was just water weight.
It's just water weight that you'll lose easily as long as you get right back on it.
To be honest, when I'll be honest, I pigged out yesterday. I thought I overate. When I got done, I didn't even feel bloated.
Here's the thing though, if you're on top of your diet the whole week and you're in a calorie deficit, and if you have like a cheat meal on Saturday, that even no matter how much you eat or feel like you overindulge, as long as you're still in an overall deficit for that whole week, you'll still lose body fat.
All right, that's good to hear.
So as long as you still like are overall in a deficit for the week, you're fine. Even if you went, super hard yesterday on your cheat meal.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And after that, we went to like stores and we walked around, so it kind of helped a little bit.
Yep. That kind of helps with digestion and everything. So,
yeah, it was a pretty good meal. I haven't had Red Lobster in a while, but when they say prices are going up, they're not kidding, because I spent $127 and I wanted to treat Maya to it. I got the Ultimate Feast. I mean, that right there is a lot of money. And then what she ordered, and then the tip, and the 120, the 20 is from the tip. So,
yeah.
Service was okay, but the food I would give a 9.5 out of 10.
That's nice. Yeah, Sioux City. So I was just there a couple weeks ago for my strength coach test, and we went to Texas Roadhouse, and it was really good. So it's always nice. It's nice kind of going to Sioux City just because it's only an hour away.
I would never live there, though.
And it's bigger than Norfolk. It's got more stuff there. And then you can also get a nice bite to eat before you head back.
Yeah, I would never live there, though. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
But, no, we went to Sam's Club and got a membership, and then bought some more stuff for future meal prepping and whatnot. And I would prefer Sam's Club over Costco right now, and I've had both, so.
Yeah. What about Sam's Club is so much better than Costco?
It wasn't as busy as Costco would be, even though Omaha has like 4 stores. And
is there a Costco in Sioux City?
No.
Okay.
No.
For some reason I thought there was. I don't know why.
That's another thing. It's like an hour, 15 minutes away from us. So
instead of 2 hours away.
Yep. Could be almost 2.5 realistically from Pierce.
So is it just the fact that it's less busy is why you like?
It's more convenient.
And it's closer, so it's more convenient. Yeah.
It's literally the same stuff, almost literally the same items, even though it's a Walmart brand.
That's true. Yeah.
You're just buying in bulk.
Yeah.
I'm not against the idea to go to Sam's Club in Omaha and checking it out. So.
Well, my sister lives right next to a Sam's Club in Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, not too far from it. I've heard they have good steak at Sam's Club.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I saw a nice platter of shrimp, like you can grill. Like they were pretty big, so I was like, "Oh, well, next time we come here, we'll have to get it and get a grilling, and then have Sam and Mary come over or something, steaks and whatever else."
Yeah, that's good, man. We should all go to Mardo Grill there in Sioux City. Sometimes it's pretty good.
Never heard of it.
It's like it's not a grill. Mardo Brewery. It's a brewery restaurant. They have good food. I've been there a couple times, but yeah. So Kale's getting started on his fitness journey. We're going into week 2, starting this week.
Today, maybe.
Starting today, maybe.
Probably today. I mean, the weather right now kind of is poopy. So
yeah, it's terrible.
So what I do for my workout. So like to some, I know this is gonna make sense to you because I already talked to you about it. To some, I'm going to do 1 day lift, another day cardio, day lift, so on and so forth. I have another workout plan I need to do. I'm just not going to do it right away.
Another workout day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, that's honestly, most people that go to the gym follow that type of approach, right? Yeah. Like their base program is centered on a lifting program where they have their different lifting days, their push pull legs, or their upper body, lower body, or whatever it is they do. And then the days they aren't lifting, they'll still go and do, cardio or, maybe some abs or something. And it's more like active recovery.
Yeah.
Like you're recovering from like the heavy weight training sessions, but you're still doing something to stay active.
That and help burn the fat.
Oh yeah, you're burning a few extra calories too. Yep.
So I'll do like an hour of on the treadmill, and then I'll do that's about it. But what I do on the treadmill, I do like a 3 incline and then 3 miles per hour. I just put on a video for like about the same amount of time, and I just try to distract me.
Yeah. Yeah, and steady state cardio for an hour. I mean, and then eventually, you could increase that as you go, or maybe try different cardio machines. And and the one workout day he's talking about he hasn't done yet is the leg day. So he's done push, he's done pull. He's like both of those. We've tweaked certain things to change it up a little bit.
What I've thought about doing is like, 1 week I'll do the push and pull more, and then another week I'll do leg 2 days of legs, and then a push, and then start onto the pull into that next week, if that makes sense. So like Saturday, I would do my first push or pull, and then going into that week, I would do push and pull the rest of the week, and then Saturday I would start the leg, and then go back to Monday doing legs. I don't know. It's just a thought that's running in my head.
I mean, there's so many different ways you could do it. The way I kind of imagined is if you're lifting 3 days a week right now, you could hit each of those once a week.
Oh, yeah. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
And then restart.
I guess you're doing 4 days a week, aren't you? Because you're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, and then Sunday would be the cardio day.
And then you're also doing cardio on Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
So I guess you could do like a...
Regardless, I do cardio every day, but...
Yeah. No, that's good. I'd say what you could do is if you're lifting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, do Monday legs, then Wednesday push, Friday pull, and then Saturday legs again.
Okay, that sounds better. I'm going to do that then.
So,
one last thing I do want to say about before we continue on here.
Yep.
The support has been really good. The support system has been really good. Got a lot more attention I thought it would, to be honest.
Honestly, if you don't, well, I mean, I think regardless, like the support is great. You're going to do it for yourself either way.
Yeah.
Honestly, but anyone who, I'll say this to anyone who doesn't support this, what are your standards in life? What about this do you not support? Like someone who's trying to better their life, lose weight, and live a better life. How can you not support that? Anyone who's not supporting that, you need to really reevaluate your life, I think, a little bit.
Yeah. Open your eyes. I will keep it short. I'll keep it a buck here. Yeah, I got one mean comment from our YouTube short, but I ain't gonna let it bug me.
And it wasn't even really mean as much as it was just stupid.
Yeah, but then people reply to it supporting me.
Yeah.
So
tons of backlash at that one comment, which, man, I don't know, maybe he's trying to rage bait. Who knows?
And I like I told you, I'm just gonna keep the receipt in a year, and then
exactly, just keep doing your thing.
Mm-hmm. The goal is to lose at least 40 or 50 pounds by the time we go to Colorado in June, which I think I'm gonna meet it if I just stay consistent.
Yeah.
So
I think it's definitely possible, but don't
burn myself out.
I mean, these conversations are more so meant to be had off camera, but that's okay. I'll just say this: don't beat yourself up if you don't get there by that time.
I know. If no matter what I lose.
The thing is even if you're only 10 pounds down by then, you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
But 40 to 50 is awesome.
I think it's a realistic goal.
Let's see. We started mid-March?
So beginning of March.
Early mid-March. 1, 2, 3 months. Yeah. You could do it. But I think even if you only lose 20 pounds, it's still awesome.
Yeah.
But 40 to 50.
Every 10 pounds I lose, it makes me happy either way.
It's a great goal. But again, once you get there, once we get to that, if you're not at 40, don't beat yourself up about it. Don't be like, oh, this is worthless.
Well, and knowing that, when we're in Colorado, we're probably not going to stick to our diets anyway.
No, we'll probably be trying out different restaurants, having a few drinks, a few brewskis here and there, and having a good time. Still going to work out though. Still planning to work out, so that's not going to change. You know me, when I'm on vacation, I like to check out new gyms and stuff like that. I
suppose I will too.
So you're going to start getting in on that trend as well, Kale. So, but anyway, I guess we can move on.
No, I want to move on. I'm kidding.
Kale,
it's all about me. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I guess the main thing we're going to talk about today is NFL free agency. It started last week, and a lot of big things happened. Not even just free agency signings, but also trades, crazy trades happening. And I kind of typed up a little doc here of kind of just going through the whole league of what each team did, what their big signings were, what the big trades were, or some big names that got cut or released from teams. So I'll just kind of go through these and we can have little discussions on each one of them. But starting in the AFC East with the Bills, their big signing is they signed DJ Moore in a trade with the Bears. My big thing is signing DJ Moore gives Josh Allen a true number one wide receiver that isn't a diva like Stephon Diggs was for years.
Still doesn't win the Super Bowl.
And it completes their offense. You know, they now have the elite quarterback, Josh Allen. They have a workhorse running back in James Cook. They have a reliable slot receiver, Khalil Shakir, who's been their number one the past 2 years, but now he can kind of fall back into more of just that slot receiver role.
Yeah. They
have a solid tight end duo with Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox, and now they finally have that true number one in DJ Moore. And, they might have a few things to fix on the offensive line, but from a skill position standpoint, it basically completes their offense.
I bet you McDermott is probably punching the air right now.
We'll see. We'll see what happens this year. But I know with Joe Brady being the new head coach, he's obviously was an OC, so he's going to be more offensive minded. He's probably going to put a lot of focus on the offense. So hopefully their defense can hold up. Yeah. So, but that's the big thing I took away from the Bills so far in the free agency period. Do you have anything else to add to that with the Bills?
I'm hoping, Josh Allen really does good this year. He does good every year, but
yeah,
let's hope that he finally, this true receiver stuff, hopefully it's their missing piece, but who knows? The Bills like to choke, so.
The Bills, Josh Allen, he's like the king of consistency right now, though.
Yes, he is.
Almost even more so than Mahomes in recent years because, obviously Mahomes got injured this last year. Chiefs didn't do very good. And the year before, they went to the Super Bowl, but their offense wasn't great. And it was the same thing with the year before that. So the thing with the Chiefs is they've been asking Mahomes to do it all on his own, even without a running game, without a true good cast of receivers, and his best option has been in, a middle, mid-30s, mid to late 30s.
Drama queen.
Travis Kelce. So we'll get to the Chiefs when we get to the Chiefs. We'll go ahead and move on to the Dolphins. They signed quarterback Malik Willis from the Packers.
Released Tua.
They released Tua and Tyreek Hill as well.
You mean the Miami Packers?
The Miami, yeah. Well, yeah, because now they have Jeff Hafley as their head coach. I'm pretty sure. Did they bring in Nathaniel Hackett? I'm not sure. But,
yes, these are OC.
But then, again, they signed Malik Willis. I'm excited for Malik Willis. Watching him be the backup for the Packers the last couple seasons. There's not a lot of volume there, but he's done really, really good in the opportunities he's been given. Yeah. That one start he had last year against the Ravens. Now, the Ravens had a terrible defense last year, but Malik looked like he looked like prime Aaron Rodgers in that game. He was throwing dots, he was running the ball. And the thing about it is the Dolphins haven't really had a true dual threat quarterback as their main starter really ever. When you think, you can kind of say Ryan Tannehill because he was a wide receiver at one point, but Tua's not a runner. Dan Marino certainly wasn't a runner back when he was playing. And, they've had other guys, Chad Pennington, but I don't know. I just think it's Malik Willis's first real shot at a starting job in the league. Obviously, he started his career in Tennessee. Didn't really get a fair shot there, I don't think.
No, he did not.
And the thing is, and that's the thing people will say is they're like, well, he lost to Will Levis for the starting job in Tennessee.
Will Levis was trash. He was a big shit talker, but he was trash.
Well, and that's the thing is people say, well, Malik Willis lost to Will Levis, so what are you saying? Okay, here's the thing. A young quarterback hasn't succeeded and went on to have a great career in Tennessee since Steve McNair.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. Because you look at it, Vince Young, he had a couple good years. Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year. He did a couple things. And then you look at a guy like Jake Locker. He fell out of love with the game in Tennessee. And then you look
still around. He was a good quarterback.
He was good in college. And then you look at Marcus Mariota. Things never really worked out there. Yeah, Tannehill had a few good years there, but he didn't start his career there. He wasn't drafted by them.
No.
And now they have Will Levis obviously was a bust. And now they have Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward will be able to put it together, but that's the thing is Tennessee is not known for developing quarterbacks. So
I think another quarterback that was last good for them was Warren Moon.
Well, he was even before Steve McNair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
When they were the Oilers.
The Houston Oilers. So,
speaking of Titans, did you see their new uniforms?
I did.
What do you think about them?
I'm not a huge fan. I don't like their new logo either.
They're trying to channel the Oilers.
They're trying to go minimalist with it, and I think what was wrong with their old logo, in my opinion? Like, I don't know.
Their old logo was very iconic to me.
I feel like a lot of sports in general, but especially the NFL, are going like super minimalist with their designs and their logos and stuff.
Too modern.
Very modern, which what's trendy right now is minimalist designs, and it's just like the T. It's like a circle with the T instead of like the T with like the flames.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that looks cool.
Or you could say half-ass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, which I think minimalist is a fancy way of saying half-ass in certain ways. Sometimes it's
That's a big word for me.
With certain things, it's good, but I don't know.
That's a big word for Kale.
But overall, I'm happy for Malik Willis. I hope he does good. I'm happy for him that he got his big deal. I think he can be a good starter in the NFL. I just think they have to build around him a little bit more, and I'll leave it at that with Malik Willis and the Dolphins. And we'll move on to the Patriots, who signed former Packers wide receiver Romeo Doubs and former Bills fullback Reggie Gilliam, and they also released wide receiver Stephon Diggs. So Doubs was a very reliable route runner, possession receiver for the Packers from 2022 through 2025. And, he was very consistent, very productive, and he gives Drake May another solid option going into next season. I think he can be their wide receiver one. They kind of go wide receiver by committee, it seems, because they also have some other guys like that Keyshawn Boutte, Mac Hollins, Demario Douglas. They have some other guys there in the mix, so we'll see. And then they got a good fullback, Reggie Gilliam, who's one of the last few true remaining blocking power fullbacks in the league. He did great with the Bills last couple of years as a lead blocker for James Cook. James Cook was one of the most productive running backs in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And now that should help out both Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson on the Patriots, having a dominant fullback leading the way for them. So any thoughts from you on the Patriots signing Doubs and Gilliam and then also releasing Stephon Diggs?
Diggs was not surprising. I think he's just a crybaby ass bitch as he is. Doubs, yeah, I was kind of surprised. I didn't realize Doubs' contract was up. And the other one, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Good pickup for them, so.
Yeah. I mean, I just think a good fullback these days is rare. So, and I know even like during the Belichick Brady days, the Patriots were always a team that had a good fullback on their roster. So you think of guys like Heath Evans, James Devlin, guys like that. But we'll move on to the Jets. Signed quarterback Geno Smith in a trade with the Raiders, and they franchise tagged running back Breece Hall. Smith returns to the Jets after having started his career there in 2013. He was a second-round draft pick and replaced Mark Sanchez. But the team still has Justin Fields on the roster and Brady Cook, who finished last year as their starter. So I think maybe going into this offseason could be a three-way quarterback competition between Smith, Fields, and Brady Cook, maybe.
Either way, that's good and all, but I'm just going to say it now. The Jets still don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't. They don't. I mean, and they could be looking into next year's draft. I know they were primed to draft Dante Moore to Oregon this year before he decided to stay.
He's like, I got to get out of here.
No one wants to go play quarterback for the Jets, but who knows? Maybe Geno Smith could have another I don't know, bounce back year, but after how last year went, it's pretty unlikely, it would seem. So,
All right, Dante. See you next year on the Jets.
they do still have Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson, and they have a pretty good young tight end in Mason Taylor. They still need some other receivers to kind of complement Garrett Wilson, but we'll see. I don't know. Moving on to the Ravens, the AFC North now. We're in the AFC North now.
Baltimore massacre.
So the Ravens backed out of their trade with the Raiders.
The Baltimore Screwjob.
The Baltimore Blues.
Mm-hmm.
They backed out of their trade with the Raiders for edge rusher Max Crosby, and instead decided to sign defensive end edge rusher Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals instead. Obviously, the reports are that Max Crosby failed his physical, but there's also some saying that the Ravens, he failed his physical, but they backed out to sign Hendrickson for less money and to keep their 2 first-round draft picks that they traded away to get Crosby.
Buyer's remorse.
So, I would have liked to see what they could have done with both guys, what that duo would have looked like with Crosby. Because you look at Hendrickson, I think Crosby is an overall better player. Hendrickson might be a better pure pass rusher, but Crosby's better at stopping the run.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, we'll see.
I just wish they didn't go about it the way they did. I think it's pretty...
No. And I guess it's a more common thing that happens, like, after, like, listening about it. It's something that's kind of common and has happened quite a bit in the past, but just with no one as prominent and polarizing as Max Crosby. It's usually like, lesser-known players that this happens with.
Yeah, and what's funny, I saw a meme the other day. It's like, yeah, it's because he couldn't touch the toes.
Yeah. Nothing too much about the Bengals other than Trey Hendrickson and the Browns, really, that I read.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to the Steelers, who actually signed wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. from the Colts and running back Rico Dowdle from the Panthers. The Aaron Rodgers situation remains uncertain.
Yeah. And then they're talking about Kirk Cousins, who surprisingly got released. I didn't even know that until today.
I will say this. I heard about the Kirk Cousins thing, but this should be a little more enticing for Rodgers to come back because they brought in a Michael Pittman Jr. Who can
the pit stop.
He can complement DK Metcalf on the other side. Like they have another big wide receiver to put on the other side, and then Calvin Austin, shifty, quick little guy. He can just run the slot. You got Freiermuth at tight end. And then the question again was at running back. They had Jalen Warren last year, who I think he's a serviceable backup running back.
He does all right.
But he's not a starter.
No.
And Kenneth Gainwell is more of like a third down receiving back. Rico Dowdle showed us last year with the Panthers that he can be a workhorse running back.
Right, yep.
He was productive for them last year. So if I'm Aaron Rodgers right now, you got your old head coach and Mike McCarthy coming to town. You got a solid number 2 receiver in Michael Pittman Jr., and you bring in a good running back in Rico Dowdle.
You have yourself a Super Bowl run.
They need to fix up the O-line a little bit, but I could see Rodgers looking at that and saying, I can work with this.
Here, let me take my drugs first, and I'll be okay.
Okay.
Let me take my acid, brother.
All right, let's move on. AFC South, starting with the Texans, signed running back David Montgomery in a trade with the Lions. Montgomery gives the Texans a much-needed upgrade at running back. Kale, I know you have some thoughts on that.
My heart wants to say, fuck you, and then my mind says, that's fine. And then I'm not saying that's fine because, get the fuck out of here. I'm saying, it's nice to see him split carries, but he wants to go win a bowl somewhere. Granted, he won't win in Houston.
He won't win in Houston, but he will be the bell cow at running back for them.
I mean, they also have Joe Mixon, too, so.
Yeah, but he's
getting old.
He was hurt all last year.
Well,
who knows when he's supposed to come back.
Another fact about the Houston Texans that they need an O-line to run that ball, and they don't got that either.
No.
Yet they traded an O-lineman for David Montgomery, which it's okay with us. We needed O-line. A lot of our O-linemen retired or left, and yeah.
Down the stretch last year, they were able to run the ball. The problem was their pass blocking and C.J. Stroud. Because Woody Marks and Nick Chubb were doing decent for them down the stretch. They dog walked the Steelers in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for Montgomery. I'm a fan of David Montgomery. I like his style. So
I wish him nothing but the best.
moving on to the Colts. Not a whole lot there except they re-signed a couple guys. They re-signed wide receiver Alec Pierce, and then they restructured quarterback Daniel Jones's contract. So it sounds like they're kind of they might be I guess committed to Daniel Jones maybe moving forward.
Yeah, and, we'll have to see how he does after the injury last year. So, I mean, I think he's pretty good under the Colts regime right now. So, I kind of hope their owner takes a step back a little bit from doing what they're doing. But
He was having a solid year last season until he got injured.
new rumor I heard yesterday is they're thinking about the Lions might trade for Anthony Richardson for a backup QB. Because Kyle Allen went to the Buffalo Bills.
Did he?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Allen brothers.
Jaguars didn't really have a whole lot going on that I can recall.
That doesn't surprise me.
So Titans, they signed wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson from the Giants.
Yeah.
They already have Calvin Ridley. They have Chig Okonkwo at tight end. They have Tony Pollard in the backfield and Tyjae Spears. They add another weapon to that offensive group with Wan'Dale Robinson, who's...
And they added a 300-pound running back or fullback that's going to be right behind Scatabo too.
No, that's the Giants.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Giants.
We're on the Titans.
Oh, my bad.
Titans signed Wan'Dale Robinson from the Giants.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, we're talking about this shit.
So,
oops.
should give Cam Ward another good target out there, but we'll go to the AFC West. I didn't hear a whole lot about the Broncos. Did you?
No.
The Chiefs signed running back Kenneth Walker III, though.
That was kind of a shocking deal there.
I am shocked the Seahawks did not. You just won the Super Bowl. KW3, K9, just won Super Bowl MVP.
Well, I think, when the owner or GM or whoever it was at the big old parade, and he made the comments about, oh, yeah, he's standing right here and trying to make a deal with me right now, blah, 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 whatever he said.
Yeah.
I think that pissed off Kenneth and said, fuck you. Because that's unprofessional, realistically.
He, the thing is good running backs are hard to find nowadays anyway. Like, truly good running backs. Mm-hmm. You had one that just won Super Bowl MVP, and you let him walk. And let me tell you this. Like, I've had conversations with a couple guys. They think, like, the Chiefs signing Kenneth Walker III is stupid because they're taking the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. I'm thinking,
that's a stupid fucking reason I've ever heard in my life.
Well,
that's like saying, oh, he didn't give me my ball. I'm going to run home and tell my mama and dada.
Well, the thing I see at it is he's doing too much already.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing too much. They need to take the ball out of his hands a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, they need to run the ball. They need to have a running game. They need a good running back. And I mean, look at Buffalo. Like, Josh Allen. Like, they have James Cook. Like, yeah, you have these quarterbacks who can play hero ball, but you don't want them to play hero ball every play.
Right.
You need to be able to run a structured offense and be able to run the ball and just rely on that from time to time. Like, I don't know. Taking the ball out of Mahomes' hands was kind of a stupid reason to use, but I digress. They also re-signed tight end Travis Kelce to a 1-year deal.
Drama Queen Kelce.
So here's the thing. Here's my thing on Kelce. I don't hate Travis Kelce. I don't hate Taylor Swift. But I don't think he needs to be the primary receiver in their offense. And I feel like they tried to do that last year and the year before, and it doesn't work. Like, he's getting too old. I think he's still a good tight end. I still think he's a great football player. But give him a smaller role, Right. He can still be a great blocking tight end. He can still be a great short yardage red zone target. Big target when you need someone to throw the ball to. But he's not a dominate the game
he to
tight
me.
end anymore.
I was gonna say, to me, it seems like his production went down a little bit more than it has been.
He's
in the
not
last year or two.
He's not a game-changing tight end anymore.
No.
He's a guy he's a red zone target. You know, they need to go out and get a true number one receiver again. Like, I like Rashee Rice, but I think he's a little inconsistent. I don't know, man. It just it's interesting to see what they're doing. But then again, Mahomes probably won't be ready by week 1 anyway.
No. I forgot he got hurt.
Moving on to the Raiders, they had some big moves. So they had some big key signings.
As John Gruden would say, the Raiders.
They signed wide receiver Jalen Naylor from the Vikings.
That's a good pickup.
2 linebackers, Quay Walker from the Packers and Nakobe Dean from the Eagles.
There you go.
Center Tyler Linderbaum from the Ravens and defensive end Kwity Paye from the Colts.
Really?
So those are some good pickups for the Raiders.
They still won't do shit.
The Crosby situation is still uncertain, but imagine if they can keep Crosby on a team-friendly deal with all the rest of that. And I know they're expected to draft Fernando Mendoza, the first overall pick.
Yeah.
But then they also they got to figure out wide receiver because, yeah, they brought in Naylor. I think they still have Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker. But they obviously have weapons like Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. But if they don't find a true number one wide receiver, that's something they need for a young quarterback like Fernando Mendoza to succeed if they do in fact draft him. Because right now, Geno Smith, he's with the Jets. Kenny Pickett, he went to, I think, Carolina. We'll get to Carolina in a bit, but so right now the only quarterback on the roster is Aiden O'Connell. So
I can't believe he's still in the league.
I don't know. He was pretty good at Purdue. He was all right. All right. That's it for the AFC West because I didn't really see much about the Chargers. Did you?
No.
So
Actually,
now
they did lose their tight end. He got signed with Detroit.
Was that Will Dissly? Oh no, Aronde Gadsden.
No.
Second. Or who else did they have at tight end? Their big one was that Aronde Gadsden or whatever.
I have to look now.
All right, well, I'm going to move on to the NFC. We're starting the NFC East. The Cowboys signed edge rusher Rashawn Gary in a trade with the Packers and franchise tagged wide receiver George Pickens. The Rashawn Gary thing is funny to me because obviously the Packers traded for Micah Parsons last season for defensive tackle Kenny Clark. If we were going to eventually just trade Rashawn Gary to the Cowboys anyway, we should have just traded Rashawn Gary to the Cowboys last year for Micah Parsons instead of trading our one good defensive tackle. Because losing Kenny Clark last year showed. We didn't have a great interior defensive line. Devontae Wyatt's okay, but he's inconsistent and he's injury prone. And
Tyler Conklin.
Oh, okay. Be a good backup tight end for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, for that reason, I just thought the Rashawn Gary thing was kind of funny to me. You have any thoughts on the Cowboys?
No, I just know that they had their hand into the Max Crosby trade at first, and then
they did.
Jerry Jones backed out.
They still could now.
I don't know. Jerry Jones is kind of a pussy. So. Well, when it comes to this big shit, he just backs out and we just got to win their football games, and we just got to take a look what's going on in the inside here. I'm Jerry Jones, and I got a lot of fucking money.
All right.
I have 5 whatever many Super Bowls from the 1800s.
We're gonna move.
I'm old as dust.
We're gonna move on to the Giants here. They signed 2 former Ravens,
Dallas Cowboys,
tight end Isaiah Likely and fullback Patrick Ricard. Mm-hmm. They signed wide receiver Darnell Mooney from the Falcons and linebacker Tremaine Edmonds from the Bears. So they got some good signings. I mentioned it to you earlier this week that they signed Ricard from the Ravens, 300-pound fullback from the Ravens.
Yep. That's what I mentioned earlier too.
I talked about imagine having him and Scattaboo just absolutely mauling over defenses. But the thing is Ricard was already with Derrick Henry in Baltimore, and Derrick Henry.
I hope no teams wear white pants that game.
And they already ran everyone over in 2024. 2025 was a little different because their offensive line wasn't great last year, but I think him and Scadaboo are gonna make some noise, and then adding Darnell Mooney to the receiving corps after losing Wan'Dale Robinson, great pickup. They should have Malik Neighbors coming back. Adding Isaiah Likely at tight end is good because Theo Johnson, I think he was their starting tight end last year. I don't think he was like great. He's not bad, but like Isaiah Likely, he's basically been like 1B for the Ravens to Mark Andrews for a few years now. So some good signings by the Giants. And I didn't really see much from the Eagles or the Commanders.
No, there was a lot of talks that they were going to trade somebody. I think they're still trying to possibly trade A.J. Brown. Because I think A.J. out.
Yeah, there's talks about A.J. Brown getting traded. We'll move on to the NFC North. Not much about the Bears.
FDB. Hashtag FDB.
They lost some guys, I know.
But they gained a lot of guys, you know.
Who did the Bears sign? I know there's talks about Max Crosby going there too.
Ben Johnson said they don't got money.
No.
They don't got money now.
Losing DJ Moore hurts, but he was playing a smaller role last year anyway because you think about it, Colston Loveland kind of took over as the primary receiver. He's a tight end. They still have Roma Dunze. That Luther Burden had a bigger role. Cole Kmet is also there at tight end. So I don't know. The Lions signed Isaiah Pacheco from the Chiefs, and he's probably going to replace David Montgomery as the power back in the Lions offense. Everyone called Gibbs and Montgomery Sonic and Knuckles. Pacheco's going to fill the Knuckles role, I guess, in that void.
I think he's going to do well. I just don't think it's going to be the same, but he also reminds me of a little bit of a younger David Montgomery.
Well, the thing is, they both run with power. They're both aggressive, hard-nosed runners, but Pacheco runs like a rabid beast.
So hold on. So back to the Bears. They signed Kobe Bryant, Devin Bush, Neville Gallimore, Khalif Raymond. That's fine with me.
Defensive guys.
No, the one's a receiver. He was a Lion. Braxton Jones.
Oh,
Case Keenum.
Oh, yeah. Well, they had Case Keenum last year.
He signed him. DeMarco Jackson, Daniel Hardy, Jedrick Willis Jr., Quintarius Street, Cam Lewis. That's it.
All right. And then moving on to the Packers, we did sign defensive tackle Javon Hargrave from the Vikings. And like I said earlier, D tackle was a big need for us after trading Kenny Clark last year for Micah Parsons, and then Devontae Wyatt being very inconsistent and injury prone last season. So having a guy like Javon Hargrave should hopefully help us a lot. And then the Vikings, big move. They brought in and signed quarterback Kyler Murray from the Cardinals. I think he will challenge J.J. McCarthy for quarterback one. And it's a chance to revamp his career, a lot like Sam Darnold did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think J.J. McCarthy is just a walking garbage can.
I think that first day of OTAs, they might have JJ as like the starter right off the bat.
Yeah,
like going into camp, but they're going to compete, and I see no way how JJ McCarthy beats out Kyler Murray for the starting job. I see no way. Now Kyler Murray, he's going into Kevin O'Connell's offense, whereas his offense is not typically what Kyler Murray is used to. Kyler Murray isn't used to taking snaps from under center. He's used to playing in the gun and spreading you out like Cliff Kingsbury. So he's going to have to get used to that. But I also think if Kevin O'Connell is as good of a coach as they say he is, good coaches play to they call plays to the strengths of their players,
Yeah.
So, there's going to be that element of Kyler Murray being under center, play action from under center and turning your back to the defense, things like that. But they're going to incorporate some of that, or hopefully a lot of what Kyler Murray is good at too.
Yeah,
Spreading you out, going from the shotgun, things like that.
The NFC North, I think it's going to be pretty competitive again this year.
Yeah. I think the Vikings bringing in Kyler Murray makes the NFC North one of the better quarterback divisions in the league at that point, because you got Goff in Detroit, Jordan Love in Green Bay, you got Caleb Williams, who is only going to get better, and now you got Kyler Murray in Minnesota, and Minnesota's got weapons: Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson.
They also released their main linebacker, Harrison Phillips.
Yep,
that was kind of shocking.
Well, and then they still have Aaron Jones at running back, who's getting old. But I heard there have been talks of them wanting to draft Emmett Johnson. So we'll see what happens there. But moving on from the NFC North, we go to the NFC South. The Falcons signed quarterback Tua Tagovailoa from the Dolphins and released Kirk Cousins. So the way I see it is the Falcons just have another injury-prone left-handed quarterback along with Michael Penix, and I could see Tua challenging Penix for quarterback one possibly next year.
I think whoever the better quarterback is, the other one's going to get released the next NFL season.
Yeah.
Or traded.
Yeah.
I think traded-wise would be Penix if Tua won and then released.
But see, they brought in Stefanski, who's a pretty good offensive play caller. And, maybe he could do well with a guy like Tua. Because the way I see it is, yeah, Tua was not great his last couple of years in Miami, but he's had years where he was really good. Now he's had concussions, and we don't know where he's at mentally and stuff like that. But we've seen him have good years, and if he can get on that trajectory where they have like a timing-based offense and he can just get the ball out to his playmakers, to guys like Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, he could maybe have some success there.
Yeah.
Because if they base their offense off that, I'll take Tua. I'll take Tua over Penix.
Tour, please.
I'll take him over Penix any day. And that backup running back they had, I know they got rid of him, and I can't remember where he went. So that Tyler Algier. Do you remember where he went?
I do not.
Cardinals. He went to the Cardinals. Okay, so I did not put that for the Cardinals, so I will talk about that when we get to the Cardinals. But Panthers,
Cardinals.
The only really thing I have for the Panthers is they signed quarterback Kenny Pickett from the Raiders. To me, it's interesting because they already have Bryce Young and Andy Dalton.
Yeah, I think
so
they're going to have him.
I don't see Pickett as much more than a third string.
Or somehow get better than Andy, but third string is what I'll go with.
Yeah. I don't see him beating out Andy Dalton for the backup job.
I do have something interesting to say when we get to the Rams.
Okay.
It might shock you.
Saints signed. I got my dad on standby. Saints signed Travis Etienne from the Jaguars.
The standby boys.
And the Saints signing Etienne makes things interesting for Alvin Kamara and what they're going to do with him moving forward, because I don't see them keeping both. I didn't hear much about the Bucs other than they let Mike Evans walk.
Yeah, they signed Alex Alane from Detroit. It was kind of sad to see him go, but it's kind of glad he was gone. I really liked him, but then, the dude played hard, but there's times that he kind of gave up on the plays or, the big plays.
Yeah.
But, he also can't do it all.
Yeah. So moving on to the NFC West, we'll start with the Cardinals. And like I mentioned earlier, they signed running back Tyler Algier from the Falcons. I could see him being their starting running back next year. James Conner was hurt last season, and they kind of went through a few different guys. They went through Trey Benson, who also got hurt. Bam Knight was kind of that guy who came in. They have Amari DeMarcado, who's more of a like a change of pace, scat back gadget guy. But they also signed Gardner Minshew from the Chiefs. And
I'm kind of surprised how long he's lasted in the league.
They signed Gardner Minshew, but they still have Jacoby Brissett. And last time I checked their depth chart, Brissett is still listed as a starter. And I would probably start Brissett. I don't know. I mean, they're both like They're both almost like the same quarterback. Like they're both been journeymen. They're both, I think, around the same age. I think Brissett's a little older. But Brissett actually had a decent year for the Cardinals last season. That's the thing.
Brody last night told me, he's like, yeah, the Cardinals got a picture of Jacoby Brissett like he's a legend on the wall.
Really?
Yeah, in the locker room.
That's well, he broke a record. He broke a single game completions record last season.
Yeah, but one record, and they put a picture that's gray on the wall.
Well, I think
legend.
Well, I mean, it's a cool record to break, and
yeah,
I don't know, it's a volume record, but
I would put Kurt Warner up there before I would put.
Do they not have Kurt Warner up there?
I don't know, or Carson. I'll either put Carson Palmer up there before.
I'd put Kyler Murray up there before him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Kyler Murray had some. Here's the thing again about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has had. He usually when he's been healthy, he's been good.
Then he found Call of Duty.
The only thing is he's injured too often.
Yeah.
And he's small. That's the thing. That's the thing that's holding him back is his size. But when he plays, he's good. He's got over 20,000 career passing yards. He's got a lot more touchdowns than turnovers.
Little fun fact: did you know he could have went back to the MLB?
He could have.
The Las Vegas A's would have honored his contract.
He could have, but he chose football, and I respect it.
He would have been a good player in MLB anyway. So.
But the last thing I have on the Cardinals is potential rumors they tank this year for Arch Manning to recreate the Manning to Harrison connection. Obviously, they have Marvin Harrison Jr. on their team. Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison Sr. were teammates for a long time on the Colts, one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos of all time. Now, that could just be fan speculation, rumors. I don't know if that's actually legit, but it's cool to think about. So.
Well, he has to play a little bit better in college anyway to get there.
I mean,
he's good.
He played good. I mean, he started last year bad, but he ended off having a pretty solid season.
Yeah.
He ended up having a good year, I think. So, go ahead with what you were going to say about the Rams, because I don't really have much for them.
Oh, you know how he always said that Stafford's a first ballot?
Yeah.
I brought up to Brody last night. He disagrees.
Well, Brody's a Stafford hater, though.
Well, he said, well, they'll look at the slump years in Detroit and, okay, but he won a MVP and...
slump years in Detroit, though, but here's the thing.
I think he redeemed himself as a Ram.
But I don't see them as slump years in Detroit.
No.
I don't. He's the one thing that kept Detroit even...
relevant.
Relevant at all for years. And he had a lot of good years in Detroit statistically. They didn't make the playoffs a lot because shitty defense, shitty, front office, shitty coaching staff.
Jim Schwartz was
bad teammate. Jim Caldwell was a good coach for you guys.
But he wrongfully got fired.
Exactly.
Shitty front office.
He got fired after going 10-6 or 9-7 or something.
Yeah, again, that was a Patriots ran offense. Or not offense. Well, that was Patricia. But it went to Patriots ran office because they hired somebody out
after Jim Caldwell. They went to Matt Patricia.
Yeah, because they hired
he was
a
terrible.
buddy. Yeah, a buddy hired another buddy.
No, but Stafford, Brody's no. Here's the thing. Detroit, he built the stats.
Yeah.
With the Rams, he's continuing to build those stats. He won a Super Bowl. He won a league MVP. If he would have won the Super Bowl again this past year, I know he didn't, but in hindsight, if he would have, to me, that would have not made him not only first ballot, but also top 10 all time. But no, I've heard Brody's takes on Stafford before. I will, and I'll agree. There's rumors about if he's greater all time or in the same conversation as Aaron Rodgers. That I say no. I don't think he's in the same conversation as Aaron Rodgers because I think Aaron Rodgers is in the same conversation as guys like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. I think he's in that conversation.
I will say he's a part of the generation that was with those quarterbacks when he started too.
He was. And I don't think he's quite there, but I think he's maybe just a tier below at this point with guys more like Drew Brees. You could argue like maybe once his career is all said and done, Stafford is better all time than Drew Brees.
But Drew Brees was a first ballot.
Drew Brees was a first ballot,
this
exactly.
year, yes.
But here's the thing: Drew Brees never won a league MVP. He won only one Super Bowl. His playoff record, I think he finished like 9-9. But yeah, he has unbelievable stats when you look at the volume, total volume. But other than that, I mean, everyone puts Drew Brees on this pedestal. Drew Brees, I mean, I think he's top 10 all time. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's better than Aaron. Aaron's got 4 league MVPs and the Super Bowl. And again, not a great playoff record, but he's got more playoff wins than Drew Brees.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know. I mean, I think Stafford could be put right there on the same level as Drew Brees, and even like, Dan Marino or Dan Marino.
Well, he's like name someone just as good as him that was first ballot. And I said, well, Joe Namath is in there, and then I don't see what's the problem.
Someone just as good as Stafford, who's first ballot.
Yeah.
I could say Drew Brees is right around that same level.
Yeah, and I never thought of that until now, and since you said that.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. Drew Brees, I think, had finished like a 500 playoff record. Stafford has a winning playoff record.
I should message him right now to see what he says.
Oh, if he watches this episode, does he watch our episode or listen? He'll know. Brody, I love you, man. Go Pack, go. But you're wrong on your Stafford take. Sorry.
Just remember, FDB.
I'll move on to the 49ers. They signed Mike Evans from the Buccaneers and gives Brock Purdy a true wide receiver one after really not having one last season.
That electrical substation's waiting for him.
Yeah, dude. But the 49ers, they didn't really have a true wide receiver one last season.
No.
Because, like, Brandon Ayuk, went crazy or something. Deebo Samuel left. And that left him with Kittle, who's a tight end. And Jawan Jennings, who's a solid number 2, number 3. Ricky Pearsall, again, solid number 2 or 3. Kendrick Bourne. Christian McCaffrey was that offense last year. Put in a guy like Mike Evans. Having Christian McCaffrey in the backfield and George Kittle at tight end and some of these other guys, it takes some of the attention away from Mike Evans. He could go out there and have another 1,000-yard season. I think he'll fit.
He's going to finish out in the Bucs.
I think he'll fit nicely into Kyle Shanahan's offense, though. But no, I don't really think they did a whole lot else. Well, Mac Jones is still on their roster. There's been talks of him getting a starting job somewhere.
Yeah.
But the only last other team in the NFC West is the Seahawks, is defending Super Bowl champs, and other than releasing Kenneth Walker and letting him Kenneth Walker and letting him walk.
There's Kenneth.
I mean, I don't really know what else has Seattle done.
I really heard much. I think their MVP. No, I think that another person left that was pretty good. I don't remember who, but
so
Njigba. No.
No,
he resigned.
Yeah. I think they re-signed Rashid Shaheed, and I think they redid Jackson Smith and Jigba's contract or something, but they must be putting a lot of stock into Zach Charbonnet, letting Walker walk.
I suppose, yeah.
Because Charbonnet is a great running back. I mean, he's more like the power guy, whereas Walker is more like the speed, shifty guy. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, but I don't know. So that's kind of a lot of what I got of free agency. I don't think I'm really missing. I mean, we're probably missing some stuff, and that people will comment and be like, "Oh, you missed this, this, and this." And it's like, well,
fuck off.
This isn't ESPN. This isn't freaking.
This is the TNT boys.
This isn't NFL Network. Like, this is two guys
the
recording in their basement
network
in Pierce, Nebraska. Yeah. So
this is the Dynamite Network.
Yeah, this is the bomb shelter.
Yeah.
So,
bitch.
Anyway, that's all I've really got. Do you have anything else, Kale?
No, I think we pretty much touched it all.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. It was a fun episode. Getting to talk a little bit about Kale's start of his journey, weight loss journey, talking a little NFL free agency. We're going to start getting more consistent recording again. But yeah, that's it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, follow on all social media platforms. Go check out Agent Life Media and all their podcasts, Touching Base, Talking Dirt, Uses, Assumptions.
One last thing. I keep forgetting to say this at the beginning, but don't forget, April 28th is Swearing is Caring at the District Event Center in Norfolk, Nebraska. I believe it starts at 4. We'll be there. So, yeah, come and say hi and donate some money to a good cause. I believe there will be food provided and whatever else.
A few brewskis.
Yes, sir. So, all right. Peace out. Bye.
Peace out. Bye.